Council members and members of the public, my name is Phil Cohen, and I'm a member of the Vote for Yes November Citizens Committees of Petitioners that seek to enact common sense electoral reforms in Hoboken. We seek to consolidate Hoboken municipal elections on a single day, Election Day in November, creating convenience for Hoboken voters, reducing voter fatigue, increasing turnout at the polls, and saving taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars by eliminating the costs of unnecessary extra elections. City Council members and members of the public, we urge you to join over 1,800 Hoboken residents who've signed our petitions and support our initiative to consolidate Hoboken's municipal elections. As you know, Hoboken voters were forced to endure 5 elections in 2009, with a Board of Education election in April, a City Council and mayoral election in May, a primary election in June, a second June election for mayoral and City Council runoff, and then a general election in November. We not only had to go to the polls 5 times just to make our voices heard in 2009, but we were harassed with 5 election cycles of robocalls, polling company calls, campaign mailers, windshield flyers, and constant and annoying reminders to vote in endless cycles of Hoboken elections. If voters vote yes in November, never again will we have to endure another election season like 2009. Instead, we will be able to conveniently vote one time for our municipal elections on Election Day in November, a day that historically has been a very strong day for voter turnout in Hoboken. The Committee of Petitioners believes that increasing civic participation in municipal elections is good for democracy and good for our city. The Committee of Petitioners believes that if we can increase voter turnout and at the same time reduce costs to the taxpayers, that is a very good thing for our city. Because of the way New Jersey law is written, we structured our request to the City Council to pass the November election ordinance as it did last year, rather than as a direct request for the matter to be decided by the voters. However, because of the history of this issue before the City Council, we prefer that the City Council not make this decision without hearing from the voters. Accordingly, we believe that this November, the voters should decide whether to move Hoboken's municipal elections from May to November. We therefore ask, regardless of whether council members agree with the more than 1,800 Hoboken voters who would like to move our municipal elections to November, that you vote against passage of this ordinance so that Hoboken's voters can decide this issue on November 6th. We have heard that some council members do not support the idea of consolidating municipal elections in November because it would allow the voters to extend the term of the mayor from May to November. The Petitioners Committee wants to make clear to the public that consolidating municipal elections in November would result in the extension of all 9 City Council members' terms until November of the year that their term will expire. Those officials who complain that the mayor's term will be extended should also acknowledge that their own terms will be extended as well. But more importantly, they should acknowledge that this decision will be made by the voters at the polls this November. Again, regardless of whether council members agree with the more than 1,800 Hoboken voters who would like to move our municipal elections to November, we ask that you vote against passage of this ordinance so that Hoboken's voters can decide this issue once and for all on November 6th. City Council members and members of the public, we urge you to vote yes in November and join the more than 1,800 Hoboken residents who support consolidating Hoboken municipal elections on a single day in November. We hope you join us and support these common sense election initiatives. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cohen.
Let me just add, as I had just a minute left, on a personal note, I came to this issue because I've been running for Hoboken Democratic Committee since 2007, knocking on my neighbors' doors, and consistently when I talk to them, and we have to run year after year for Democratic Committee from 2007 until last year, people say, you know, Phil, I hear you, we're interested in what you're running for, and it makes sense to us, but can you do anything about all these elections? I've moved here from another city, and nobody has more elections in this city, and I'm proud to be on the Committee of Petitioners that are supporting this initiative. I think the reason we got such a great response is because this is what the voters want, and I think this is a great thing to have on the ballot on November. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.